Okay. So with that being said, I know like I said, I've been watching. I see what you're saying about, how people, it seems like even though twerk did what it did, it's been great.
Yeah.
But what about the rest? Like, do you feel like they got lost? Your art got lost in translation?
Absolutely.
Because of twerk?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say because of twerk. It's just
how it goes.
The music business is such a what have you done for me lately business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what have you done for me at that time? So at that time, I did my album with no budget that everybody liked. You know what I'm saying? It would have definitely did incredible numbers. It could still do incredible numbers now if I had a budget behind it. And then twerk came, and then we just forgot about the album. You know what I'm saying? Because my album came out earlier that year, and then twerk came out without Cardi on it a week before the album dropped. And then we got the Cardi verse back. And then JT put it on, JT's team put it on hers. And then Cardi put it on her page. Like, this is going to be my move Wednesday. And it's a video of Young Miami twerking her butt off to the song she on. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's about to be big. You know what I'm saying? That's what I knew. I was like, yeah, my album's about to get overshadowed. But I ain't tripping because I'm going to get paid. You know?
Right.
But I just looked at it like I can complain, I can be mad about it, or I could take that money, save it, put it to the side. The only people that's heard my album is maybe a handful of people outside of Kentucky, and then a very few amount of people, like our crew in Louisville. That's it.
Right.
That ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? They not downplaying them, but it's like nobody's heard it yet. 7.6 billion people on Earth. Booed Up was out for 2 years before it took off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, why not? When I get a budget, just put some money behind it. Because it doesn't sound dated. It doesn't sound like Yen. It doesn't sound like anything that came before or anything that's coming after. So if I was to re-release that album, maybe with like a new song on it, the world ain't gonna know the difference.
Right.
At all. So for me, I feel like if you have a project and you truly believe in it, push it. Robin Thicke put out his debut album, the one with Lost Without You on it. Mm-hmm. That album was out for what? Like a year.
I want to say a year and a half.
Want to have a video of him riding on a bicycle through New York City?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that album right there, right? That album was out for a year.
It was. I want to say it was longer than that. It was like a year and a half almost.
It was like a year. It was out for
before
a year
it actually
and a half.
took off. Because somebody put the song. It was on something, and it just
took off. Man, Lost Without You, like he had some great singles that came out before that, but when Lost Without You came, they was like, hold on, what's this? When the album coming out? Shoot, it's been out for a year and a half. Oh, where it at? They re-released it, 2 million sold. You know what I'm saying? So I believe like this is for all of us in art. We all taking a gamble. You know, if you really believe, if you're willing to the high times, low times, scrape change, even when you have it, to push your art, push it, because you never know, especially if it's great. I see if it's trash. I see if it was whack, and then you know, because you have people that's in your corner that just be like, oh yeah, that's dope.
Yes,
they're going well. Yeah. No yes men. Like
yeah,
as a creator,
I'm not with the yes men thing.
Yeah, as a creator, we cannot have yes men whatsoever. We need all the truth in the world. So like if I make a song and I play it for somebody and it's whack, I need them to tell me.
Yeah.
So I can go back and listen, either make it better or just scratch it and move on. You know what I'm saying? So like whenever and then, you know, studying the greats. Like all of us, we study the greats. I'm pretty sure what you guys doing comics is just like not just waking up and say, I'm just doing comic without studying, you know, who came before.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's an issue that I do have with this generation with music. There's no, like, I'm not saying you need to grovel.
They don't have it. Like they don't have actual inspirations, or they don't want to give credit to their inspirations.
No, not even like give credit to the inspirations, but just have a natural respect for people who came before you.
Yeah.
Because
foundations.
Yeah,
because the egos can definitely be outrageous.
But the thing that they don't understand is that money will come out. That money will stop. Like,
yo, the council little thing, what they call it, the council society or whatever, where they canceling folk out for just anything that goes viral.
Oh, like the court of public opinion.
Like
people
I'm
get canceled.
like, they canceling folk out. I was like, Lord, because they was talking about like, and this is something people gonna laugh. I still have not even. I hear about Black Twitter. I've never even looked at it. But they said they be going hard.
Oh yeah, they be going off.
I was just like, I don't think I want no parts of that.
Nah, they be going off. Like, prime example, right?
I'm not too familiar with all forms of Twitter.
Okay, so it's they call it Black Twitter.
Yeah.
And this is literally all they do is talk about pop culture, whatever's going on, the newest news, who's what, who's doing that. And I mean, but when I say they literally are power in numbers, they decide something.
Mob mentality.
Yeah, what's his name? YK Osiris got canceled quickly. Because he came out of his mouth about, first and foremost, you don't come out of your mouth about Bryson Tiller. That's number one. Number two, you ain't did a fraction of the work. You got one song. You got one song. Meanwhile, Bryson inspired a whole different version of R&B. You know what I'm saying? That people are coming in and they riding a wave off of. Bro, you got one song. Don't let that little show money go to your head. And then you come out talking about, man, people don't listen to Bryson Tiller no more because, you know. And I'm like, do you have the fraction of the followers that Bryson has? Like, you can go to Bryson's IG right now and people are begging for another album. Begging him for another album. He posting his girl being pregnant or him posted up on his Lambo and stuff. They like, please, we need an album. Please.
He's on that Andre 3000 right now.
Yeah, I mean, but he needed a break. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You people, and I don't think people really like realize, like how we were talking about, like somebody's album could be how long, or like how long you guys have been doing what you're doing. People don't really realize how long. They just think. Yeah. Like somebody just showed up overnight, and you're like, no, I've been doing this for like forever. Like, people don't realize, like, how long he's been at it for a long time, but what happened is I think with him is what happened. He was at it for so long, and then the success hit him so hard, so fast. Because it wasn't like, when he became successful, it wasn't like a slow, gradual climb. It wasn't slow, gradual. It just went. It was like he grinded from here and here, nobody caring, and then Don't takes off. And then social media. It started to travel. Being the features and then touring and it blew. It went from literally sleeping in his car to being the hottest thing smoking everywhere. Like touring not just in America but overseas. And being on multiple tours. He was multiple tours at the same time. He was on multiple tours. He wrote everything. So when everybody, and this is how it works, he wrote everything, and it all took off. And then in the business, when people find out that he wrote everything, they all calling him, write for me. And so then when they're performing, you got to go perform. Because if you're a feature on their stuff, you're performing with them half the time. It's tiresome. It can get tiresome. That's why, like in my line of work, this is why I give so much credit to the guy who brought me in the game, or the guy who gave me my shot, Rico. Because that man writes every day. Every day he writes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So then every once in a while he'll do an album. And then right after he does his album, he'll go on his run for like 2 weeks. And then after those 2 weeks, he's right back in the studio writing every day. So like if I see that, I'd be like, bro, I can't stop. This man is forever inspired. But the reason why he's always inspired is because he studied the people that came before him. Mm-hmm. And the formula. He's not even for lasting. Because, not to interrupt you, but I think we're also in a society of short term versus long term. Absolutely. We grew up thinking long term. Our parents instilled in you to think long term, think retirement, think, you know, taking care of your family one day and with rainy days and all that. Unfortunately, the younger ones, the 20s and under, they are very, very short term, living fast, living for right now. They're not thinking about the long term and studying people who came before them who got these successes and they blew their money or they didn't think about the after.
And that's the curse of social media. That's the curse, because these kids at 16, 17, like, they making accounts at 14, 15, 16 years old. At least when we was growing up, and if we may have seen like the Jay-Z's and everybody else or the Puffs with all this bread, they see us flash, like we might see it flashy, but we also see them working. We also see them putting in, like, making businesses and making other power moves. We saw it all. Some of these kids now, all they see is the flash. The flash. They on social media, money phones and things of that nature, not even knowing that homeboy may have scammed that money, or the big dripping jewelry that you got on, that ain't even real. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and then now they on social media every day because of the industry wanting to know. Floss every day. No.
It ain't real.
It's not real.
Well, I mean, that even goes back to even in the 80s. Your neighborhood drug dealers that, and the people who seemed like they was living that flashy life, and everybody wanted to be them or be around them or get some part of that. Mm-hmm. And then here you flash forward 20 plus, 30 plus years.
Where they at?
They on these documentaries for coming, talking about how life was,
how
they had it all, and they took care of their whole hood and all the family, and when things went left, nobody's around.
On a show with Chris Hansen, he's telling them to have a seat.
Yeah,
or that part.
Yeah, have a seat, man.
Yo, that's some creepy shit, though. Because I'm like, how do you not know this is a setup by now? After all this time, how long this show been on?
I don't know.
You fools ain't figured out coming up to the house.
That's crazy.
With freaking pizzas and cookies and shit. And
milk, cookies, and Jolly Ranchers.
Some of them run, though.
I know, some of them take off running.
As soon as they see Chris Hansen, they're like...
But my thing is, you show up to this house. There's nothing in me that would let me show up to a house at this point in time in life knowing about this show.
Yeah.
Now you gonna have to meet me somewhere. If I ain't gonna do it, dang it. I'm not gonna meet you.
I saw a Boondocks version of that.
With the dude.
Yes.
Hey,
the Booty Warrior.
Funny story, that Booty Warrior was locked up here.
That's real.
Yeah, he's real.
I know he's real.
But the fun fact is, he was here.
I didn't know he was here.
Yeah,
he was locked up here in Kentucky.
He was locked up here.
I didn't know that.
He was locked up.
And they did a real documentary about him, talking about there was nothing more important than the booty.
Yeah, I like you and I want you.
The way that he said it was just like.
Yeah.
He was like, he said it so casual. Oh yeah, nothing was more important than the booty. I'm like, oh.
Trust me, when they told me that, I said, oh no, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
And I saw the actual live interview. I saw.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was serious.
He was like, the way he looked. You
could tell, like, and he was that big.
It's kind of sad.
I said,
we're gonna do this the easy way or the hard way. He just said it so casually.
That big.
He didn't have. He wasn't the biggest dude. You would think it would be like somebody that mentality is just like, you gonna give it to me one way or another. You would have thought it was like some big. No, he about that big. And he.
Then it's real.
And his eyes, though, you could tell he was serious.
Yeah.
Like,
He
was
done
taking
it
booty.
Times.
Yeah.
He was taking the booty.
He's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes, he was taking the booty.
Like, booty was more important than water.
He said
water.
More important than water.
I said, whoa.
I said, nah, I'm never going to jail.
Yeah, that's why I told people. I already said I'm finding the biggest bitch in there and making friends. I'm braiding hell.
That's a fact.
I said I'm gonna have to pick up my combs again or something because I ain't gonna be able to know.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If I was in jail for life, bro, I'm stabbing somebody first day I'm in there. Sorry, put me in the whole first day.
At the gerbil.
They'd be like, yeah, don't mess with he nuts. He can stab you. Yeah.
Somebody they was talking, it was either a comedian or somebody that was talking about if they got locked up, they was taking a crap on themselves, rubbing it all over, they wasn't washing.
What was that?
Oh, I can't remember who it was, but they had me dying.
Here's the crazy thing to think about, though. If they in there for life, they don't care. If they in there for life.
About some poop.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna matter.
They are never coming
because they
home.
might have somebody hold you down and wash y'all.
Yeah. If you never coming home, that ain't gonna save you, Doc. That ain't gonna save you.
That's why I've been telling folks, don't do nothing. If you ain't ready for that life, don't do nothing. Go get prison.
Look, man.